2016 Mazda CX-9 is totally redesigned, and according to the reviews and data upon which we build our rankings, it is a significant improvement in most every area. The interior is made of higher quality materials. In the new top-of-the-line signature trim, Nappa leather gives the CX-9 a luxury car-like feel. The CX-9 is also quieter, thanks to significantly increased soundproofing and a thicker floor. The new infotainment system is straightforward, though not cutting-edge. There are 3 rows of seats in the CX-9. The front has 2 captain's chairs that mold well to your body and will serve you well on long journeys. The second row splits 60-40 and comes with a center armrest. The seats both slide and recline, ensuring that second row passengers will have no difficulty settling in for their trips. If you have a child seat in the second row, you can still slide the seat all the way forward without having to remove it. That's a big plus for families of 5 or more who routinely use both second and third rows when shuttling their clans from soccer practice to band camp and dance recitals. The third row draws mixed reviews from a number of critics. Compared with the 2015 model, legroom is down a couple inches, and headroom isn't as generous. The accommodations back there are definitely tighter. Some reviewers say that an adult can ride reasonably comfortably in the third row for moderate lengths of time. Others disagree. Your experience may hinge on your passengers' heights. The taller they are, the less comfortable they'll probably be. In fact, the real problem with the third row may be how difficult it is to climb back there. The space between the second and third rows is a bit narrow. The Mazda Connect infotainment system that directs the music to these improved speakers is either a model of efficiency or a bit behind the times, depending on your perspective. The system is controlled by a rotary knob on the center console, which is simple enough to use. That's all good. Some critics find, however, that you have to dig through several layers of menus to do fairly basic tasks, like selecting a radio station. Not so good. The available navigation system works well and will get you where you need to go. So far so good. But you still can't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The redesigned 2016 Mazda CX-9 has a new engine to power it, and new all-wheel drive option to stabilize it, and handling that reviewers say feels even more refined than before. The new turbocharged 4-cylinder engine isn't as strong as the V6 that previously powered the CX-9, but it does provide greater torque, increasing how swiftly the SUV moves from a stop. At higher speeds, power drops off, but critics don't find this particularly worrisome as most people aren't driving the CX-9 the way they would a Miata. Thanks to its responsive handling, the CX-9 feels smaller than it actually is, and it hugs the ground around sharp curves, which keeps you confident through the turn. Acceleration and power. A turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that makes 227 horsepower powers the redesigned 2016 Mazda CX-9. The engine is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. You can push horsepower up to 250 by filling the tank with super premium 93-octane fuel. The EPA has yet to provide fuel economy estimates, but Mazda reports the CX-9 will deliver 22 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. These estimates are for front-wheel drive models. If you opt for all-wheel drive, Mazda reports a drop of 1 mpg in both city and highway driving. The CX-9's power plant is no muscular beast, but it delivers where Mazda says it matters most: torque. That means it provides good power off the line and quick acceleration when moving around town. A few critics note that when you accelerate hard, like when moving onto the freeway, the CX-9's 227 horses can feel a little paltry, especially if you are carrying a full load of passengers in your gear. Most of the CX-9's rivals are available with more powerful V6 engines. Most reviewers, however, are satisfied with what the engine delivers. The 2016 Mazda CX-9 is a big vehicle, but despite its size, test drivers report that it lives up to the handling reputation of Mazda's sportier models like the Miata and the Mazda 6. Some critics report a modest amount of body roll through turns, but you won't feel out of control. Just the opposite, in fact, as you feel what the SUV is doing on the road. The CX-9's suspension also does an excellent job of absorbing road imperfections. And when it's time to stop, the brakes are strong. Ride, handling, and braking. Handling is further enhanced if you opt for the new all-wheel drive system. It electronically monitors the road you are on and adjusts the CX-9 to improve traction. The 2016 Mazda CX-9's refreshed interior is a hit with many reviewers who find that even the plastics in the lower-level trims have the appearance of leather. The fit and finish on the upper trims near luxury car level. The infotainment system features a standard 7-inch screen that you can control via touch or with the rotary knob on the center console. Critics find it functional, but not particularly cutting-edge. Driver assistance features abound in upper-level trims and generally work well, but the collision mitigation system is touchy and prone to braking too quickly at times. Cargo space, while good, is far from class-leading. Seating. The 2016 Mazda CX-9 seats up to 7 in 3 rows. Cloth is standard, but upper trims come with leather upholstery. The top-of-the-line signature trim uses high-end Nappa leather. There are 2 captain's chairs up front. A 6-way manually adjustable driver's seat is standard, while power-adjustable front seats are available. Heated front seats are optional. The second-row seat slides forward and back, as well as reclines, and splits 60-40. The third row splits 50-50. The first and second rows are exceptionally comfortable, according to reviewers. The third row seat can be tight, some critics say. Others find it big enough to hold adults reasonably well for a modest drive. The biggest issue with the third row may well be getting back there in the first place. You have to slide the second row forward to access the third row. Fortunately, if you have a child seat in the second row, you won't have to remove it when others climb in back. Interior features. The noise level in the cabin is very hushed, thanks to Mazda's increased soundproofing in the 2016 model. Rearward visibility is also improved over the previous year's model, though front and center pillars are large and obstruct vision out of the corners and sides of the SUV. Standard features in the 2016 Mazda CX-9 include Bluetooth hands-free phone and audio streaming, a 6-speaker stereo, a USB port, an automatic climate control, HD radio, satellite radio, and a 7-inch touchscreen with the Mazda Connect infotainment system, which includes apps such as Pandora. A rear-view camera is also standard. Cargo. As with the rest of the interior, Mazda has significantly upgraded the CX-9's technology and safety features. Notably absent, however, is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, much to critics' chagrin.